everyday basis. And he is going to lead the tour today. We're going to go look out in the main bowl area so you can see where the new seats are going in. We're going to walk up to the west side, look at the west entrance, kind of walk around the concourse a little bit, and over to the east side, east entrance, and then we'll come back down here.
Go for it.
I would
brought my own.
I can't see all your feet.
It's okay.
I think it's okay.
If you have open-toed shoes, I need you to pay special attention to your feet, as this is a construction site and there are a lot of foot hazards out there. So we've cleaned the route that you're going to be traveling. I think it'll be generally pretty good, but it is a construction site, so please be aware.
Rob, that's you. Rob, the open-toed shoe.
Yes. That is me.
The other thing, I think we all stay close together. I know.
At this point, over the course of this summer, we put in a lot of work that's buried that you can't see. There are 74 piles in the lower cross aisle that were driven in 30 feet or thereabouts. That's all in preparation for the work that will happen in the bowl next year. Up in this section, all of these seats in the B section had been removed in an area about this wide. We drove 32 micropiles down as part of the underpinning of the building, or the earth retention system for when we tunnel in with a new tunnel over in this area. That work is all now buried, and it's preparation for next year. Next year, through the course of the summer, what we're going to do is demolish the B seats from a location over here to a location over on this side, and back in its place we'll construct the suites that go in and the loge seating that comes across the north side. All of A seating will be demolished, and the floor will come out. It'll go back in as the retractable seating and the new floor goes in at the same elevation. There's a tunnel that will go in underneath this vomitory that will give access to the east addition. And in a bit we'll go up and we'll look out on that east addition. We just placed the concrete slab yesterday. What used to be a big 20-foot hole is now, it looks like a big concrete slab, so what you'll see is quite different than what it was a couple months ago. For this basketball season, you can see up in the C seating, the blue seats are going in. Those blue seats will be complete all the way around on the sea level. The B and A seats will remain as they are right now. They will be replaced as part of next year's program. Over on this side, there is a tunnel that will come out. The configuration will be a little bit different. The seats will be in tighter. There's a tunnel that will pass underneath the bleachers on this side, so that as teams come out into the arena, you'll have a team that'll enter from this corner and a team that'll enter from the opposite corner, and give a little better separation at game time.
When we started taking off the seats, we started replacing the blue seats.
We're 5 weeks into this seat replacement.
Yeah. So we're a little more than halfway done. Right. We'll be done within the next couple of weeks.
We got with this week we've got 4 weeks yet.
When does the new tunnel go in?
Next year.
Next year.
This will be a nice addition for people in those areas.
07 Memorial Stadium project, when we had to bring people in on that west side, and we had to bring them through kind of cattle chutes, and everything wasn't perfect, and our fans did a great job of following through with our instructions, and we'll do a lot over this next month. We're going to do a lot of PR, getting messages out to our fans as far as where they can park, how they get into the building, that type of thing.
How much different is this project than the Memorial Stadium project that you worked on?
It's a lot different, and I think this first phase was very difficult just because it was outside. So anytime you bring the elements outside in, Memorial Stadium, the entire project was outside. It was during the winter months. It was very, very difficult from that standpoint. This one, we move in next year, we've got a lot more work to do, but at least we're going to be inside and we don't have to worry about the weather.
Are you in an ideal spot? When you guys took a look at this thing, several months ago before this got underway in March, you feel like you're where you need to be?
We're definitely where we need to be, and I think that the big reason for that is actually in some ways we're right on schedule, and then some things we've decided that we're in phase 4, which is the next off season. We've brought that into this season, so we're actually doing some work that was supposed to be done next year. We're doing it now, just to try to get ahead a little bit.
Addition. Out in front of us is a 20-foot basement under the slab. In that space is all the new mechanical equipment that will serve the arena in the end condition. All the existing mechanical units will be demolished next year. These units will be brought online next year, and they'll serve the new arena. So under the slab, the only thing that's down there is mechanical units. As we go by, you'll see a tunnel coming back into the building. Those tunnels will bring the hot air and cooled air back into the bowl. All of that work will happen next year.
When does the air conditioning go live in terms of being able to be used?
It will be available next year, but of course it'll be winter time, so you won't be able to at that point.
Is it forced air, geothermal? What?
Steam is on a central plant loop from the campus, and chill water also on a loop from the campus.
Okay.
And this will be accessible in 7 weeks or whatever it is.
In 7 weeks, what we'll have here is the concrete beams that are going in above us will be in place. The scaffolding will be gone, and there'll be a clear path from these doors to that canopy. The public will come across this slab, but will not go into the construction areas on either side. So it'll be a clear shot in. The temporary protection that's around the canopy out there will be taken down, and it'll be a straight-in access. This will still be the weather barrier of the building. So this area out here will not be conditioned.
Will this be the only public access?
No, there'll be access around it. Yes.
What do you absolutely have to get done for that first basketball game? What is one of the main things you've got to get done?
The work that's going on across the south side, the ramps and walks, that work needs to happen to provide the access and the egress.
Any concern with the weather starting to get cooler and more moisture that may not be able to get done?
I think that with the material that we have, I think we'll get it done. We've got large enough piles we can dig from the bottom of it and bring in material that we have.
What else is on there at the top of your to-do list to get done before basketball?
Seats have to be done, the south ramps have to be done, and then we have a system of temporary stairs that we'll be putting in around the perimeter of the building. Those all need to be put in place. And they really need to wait until later, until some of this other work is complete to go up to it. They need a week or two to get those in, so it's not an issue, but it is critical.
Mary Ann's Diner, home of the world-famous Diner Stack, now has a third location next to Krannert Center in Urbana. The same fast, friendly service, the same free Wi-Fi, and the same great food, all right in the middle of campus town. Now, no matter where you are, there's a Mary Ann's nearby, anytime, day or night. Mary Ann's Diner, down home cooking with small town prices.
You know, you were aware of this process, kind of involved a little bit from the beginning, but when you took over the project, you know, what's that been like for you since that time when Tommy left? What's that been like for you?
You know, it's been a good tradition. I mean, a nice transition. You know, Tom and I have been working together on it. He was really the day-to-day person, but over the last 2 years, we've kind of been attached to the hip a little bit. I've been more of the 30,000-foot level, but you know, he kept me abreast of all what was going on, and he did a fantastic job. And we got Tom Dive, and we got a tremendous crew, as you can tell from Dennis Kelly's tour. We got a great lot of people helping out with the project, so it wasn't really a hard transition at all.
Inside these doors, you'll be able to see into the arena, which would be pretty cool.
No,
It'll be pretty spectacular.
That's great. So these are temporary. These were kind of a combination of glass and masonry. Yeah. We took a lot of that down so that we could do the demolition back in those spaces. We were putting these temporary partitions up so that we could continue to work back there during phase 3 in areas that
the public won't have access to.
Basically, you're just blocking the fans from these areas.
That's correct.
Okay.
For safety and dust control and all those things. Okay. So we're on the east side now. We can go look out on this side. We just placed the concrete deck over there, and then these doors and the doors on either side, or the partitions on either side, will come down in the future, and this opens up into the arena as one of the club spaces. It'd be a pretty cool space. It'd be neat.
Get this done.
What's that?
Below the slab is another space that's 20 feet deep. This south end is more mechanical space. It'll mirror what's on the other side as far as the kind of equipment that'll go in it. The north half of it provides access to the tunnel I mentioned on inside the arena. So you'll be able to come out in the locker rooms that are underneath the earth over in that area. You'll be able to come out, get into that tunnel, and then go into the arena.
So team locker rooms are now actually located outside the arena, except underground?
They're actually, no, they sit within the footprint of the building.
Okay.
But they're back. You see where that black and gray wall is?
Yes.
They sit back in that area.
In a space that didn't exist previously.
In their current location, they are where they were originally constructed.
Okay.
And in phase 6, 2 years from now, we will renovate those and make them new as well. But then at that point, you'll be able to come out of those locker rooms into this space down below, and then through the tunnel and into the arena. Down in that same area, there'll be a courtside club that'll be built out there, as well as some storage space for the facility use.
Speaking of the ADA, will there be more seating for people with different abilities than there had been?
Yes. Yeah. There will be accessible seating on all levels now.
Hey Dennis, there's a couple people that want to go actually look at the seats, so I'm going to take them up there if anybody wants to. Is that okay? You want to do it down here?
Let me go up and check it out real quick.
You could show one of the vomitories that was put in too. So.
Yeah, there's one right there. So you can actually see every other one. So see the light gray. So see that long go over too. There's light gray. And then keep going around and fill every other one, except for like 4 or 5 that'll be done next year.
Dusty already. What's the verdict?
Not too bad. I like this.
Did any of you guys bring a beer just to see if it fits? Josh?
Alright, we're going to take a media picture. Everybody get a seat. Come. All the media, right here. We don't get to turn the favor on the media very often, so we'll tweet out a picture of you guys all on the tour.
Yeah, there we go, Mark. Sound like a TV guy. Hey, Barker is a high roller.
Just think, Rob, your seat will only be about 10 rows higher than this.
No way, I'm going to sit on the floor.
The ants in the front row need to come down the row.
Oh boy.
He invites me.
Is this like a real deal or what?
I'll get a picture of Robin and that'll make...
Get used to this angle. Yeah, thanks, Ken.
Alright, we're good.
Thanks.
This is about the same distance as the Michigan press row, yeah?
Seats comfortable in Wisconsin?
The Wisconsin, if you're not cool enough.
The Wisconsin Auxiliary?
Yeah. Have you been to the Ohio State upper deck?
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is what the vomitory replacement looks like.
Things like in the stratosphere. Need oxygen.
What we got? What's this going to be? Oh, that's why the wider.
What is it?
It's cameras?
This is camera?
This is going to be one of our locations, I thought. I think. Is that right? Okay.
It's what?
One of our media locations is actually here. They're designed a little differently because of depth, because of tables and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rope.
What's that?
There's no rope down there.
No, this row, I mean.
Oh.
You're getting your workout today, Lauren.
Oh.
Does anybody have any more questions before we head out? Because this is the conclusion of the tour today.
Oh, I see. Okay.
For Dennis.
You have a question for Dennis, right?
Are we done?
We are done. Go back to the changing room.
That'll work.